I brought it through 14 Reactor here, and today we are looking at a mod for Half-Life called Halo GoldSource. Now this was released on June 27th, 2025. It's essentially recreating the legendary gameplay of the iconic and beloved Halo franchise in the original Half-Life engine, hence the name Halo GoldSource. Now, this is made by the Phoenix Project Software. They have a website here on github.io, and as you can see it's up to version 1.0. They have a Discord, GitHub organization. There's some screenshots, some information here. It's a really cool GitHub website that they have here. Again, you can get more details on the Discord. You can check out the GitHub of things that they're working on. And of course, you can go to the downloads, which leads to the ModDB page that we were just looking at. So there's some information here about how the original Halo GoldSource team merged with the Phoenix Project Software team. There's been quite a history to this. So I think there have been beta releases before 1.0. I've just never seen them. So they no longer consider it early access or in a beta state. It's also got controller support, Linux support, shield regeneration, view bobbing, HD sound design, improved weapon view models. They say explicitly they're going to keep working on Halo GoldSource, and they're going to release a new major update every 3 to 4 months. And they've also got a trailer for it here, which I will link in the description. And you can go to the files here and download version 1.0. Now all you need to run this is the Half-Life game on Steam, set to the 25th anniversary version. By default it's set to the 25th anniversary version, so you should be fine. Download Halo GS here, open up the RAR, go into the Halo GS full game folder here, find your Half-Life installation folder on Steam, and then just drag the folder over, and then restart Steam, and you will see that Halo GoldSource appears in your Steam games library, and then all you have to do is hit play, and you're in. So here we are when the game boots up. Pretty cool little intro there. The classic Half-Life music kicks in. Nice. I love that music. And you go to settings here, and you can pretty much set everything up as you would with a normal Half-Life deathmatch setup. The main addition here is that you can actually select player models from the top, which are all really cool ports of the models from Halo 1, so all different colours of the Mark V Mjolnir suit, including pumpkin ones, which relate to, I believe, some Halloween content, which we'll see a bit more of later. So you can actually select your custom model here. We will see some footage towards the end of the video where we actually see some third-person footage of these models, so stick around for that. You can look at the Steam network and see what games are playing. The only thing I've seen so far is a server called Halo GoldSource with no one on it, unfortunately. So what I'm going to be doing today is looking at custom games, which features a whole ton of maps from Halo 1 and 2, and I think even 3. So we won't be playing any multiplayer, but some of these maps do have NPCs on them to shoot. So we'll be able to check out the weapons and check out how some of the maps have been ported over. There's also a firing range here, which is a really cool place to start off and look at some of the weapons. You can see here we've got the plasma sword, which is literally just like a 2D transparency effect, which is hilarious. And as you can see, it's basically the HEV suit hands, but coloured green and changed just a little bit, just to look like Master Chief's armour. And you can see we've got the iconic assault rifle there. Doesn't have an ammo counter on it, just says ammo ready okay. I imagine that's a limitation of the GoldSource engine, but you can see that it's a pretty good port. I mean, given that this is the GoldSource engine, and the first Halo engine was made 3 years after, during the late 90s when technology was evolving pretty fast, the difference between GoldSource and the Halo engine is pretty large. And this is ported over pretty nicely. There's just a bit of clipping here. I'm running in 1080p. I've got widescreen field of view on. So I think the field of view is probably 90, possibly a bit higher. If I turn off widescreen field of view, there we go. That takes us down. And then the gun looks fine, and in fact it looks exactly like it did in the original Halo 1, so it's probably 70 FOV, which looks fine for the weapons. Even then there's still a little bit of clipping, and that is actually quite uncomfortable to play at, so I actually will just increase the FOV there. Let's fire the assault rifle. That's really cool. There is reload animation, but there's not enough ammo to reload at the moment, so we'll check that out at some point in the future. Now, there's no muzzle flash. As far as I can see under the video settings, I'm not missing anything, so I'm not sure why that muzzle flash is missing. Maybe that's just something they need to add in, but it's all pretty accurate. And there's the pistol. Again, really nicely ported over to GoldSource. The only thing it's missing is the environment map in it, or the full cube map that was in the Halo version. I don't think the GoldSource engine is capable of the level of mapping that Halo 1 had in it. But it's got that proper animation that I remember when I first played Halo, whenever you switch to the gun, and the sound is absolutely spot on. And you got the shotgun, which looks a little bit far to the right, but looks great. They've got the size of it right and everything, and I love the Halo 1 shotgun. And you got the sound there, absolutely amazing. The reload spot on. It's one thing I need to check. Yeah, unless I've completely missed it there, I don't know if there's a way to perform melees at the moment. Hopefully that's added in the future as well. Shotgun does have muzzle flash on it, which looks pretty accurate from what the original Halo game had. Then you got the needler here, which again is really nicely ported over. Really simplified geometry, I think. Looks a little bit more polygonal and blocky than it did in Halo 1. No effects on the needles, but when you fire it, this is really clever. It essentially uses a purple version of the Hive Hand weapons. I think it's genius because the Hive Hand behaved quite similarly in some ways to the needler, so that's really clever, like the bouncing needles and stuff. The only thing I think it doesn't do is seek enemies out, and I don't think the Hive Hand did that. But other than that, that's a really clever use of the Half-Life weapons to mimic the Halo weapons there. It's just brilliant, I love it. The only other thing is that the needles don't count down, they don't disappear as you fire off. And then you've got the sniper rifle here, which sounds spot on. Has a really nice reload. And a zoom, only has a single zoom though. And the only other thing that you can see is that it doesn't have the... That's a bit of a bug, it just reloaded with no ammo there. It doesn't have the white trails that the sniper rifle has on Halo. And there's the rocket launcher here, which I don't believe has been implemented yet because you just pick up the Half-Life rocket launcher. So unfortunately we won't be able to check out the spanker. Hopefully that gets added in future. So now what we're going to do is going to create a custom game. We're just going to go through the maps here. We're going to start off with Beaver Creek. Immediately we're looking at some really nice Halo textures there. And they're pretty decently ported over. I think there's a limit to the size of the textures in GoldSource, so they're not the lovely high-resolution, detailed textures that we saw in Halo, but they're pretty decently ported over. It's just really weird to see the art style of Halo and GoldSource meet like this. And I believe this was a Halo 1 multiplayer map that was also on Halo 2. I think this is the Halo 1 version. So again, the weapons are around the map, but not all of the weapons implemented yet. Look at that square skybox. This is weird because I'm getting nostalgia for Halo and Half-Life at the exact same time. You can hear the weapons respawning there with the Half-Life sound effect, and then also this Halo ambient sound effect humming away here as well. It's quite funny. The water effects are just totally different. There's no bump mapped water or anything like that as there was in Halo, obviously. Got the long jump module there for some reason from Half-Life, which allows you to leap around the map. Now that we have more ammo for the assault rifle, we can see the reload, which has been ported over perfectly. Let's see if these teleporters work around the back. Oh, that's brilliant. Instead of the shader effect, it's like the classic Quake 2 liquid effect. And it does work. Alright, let's check out Blood Gulch. Classic. Oh, wow, look at that. It's got like the mixture of the Black Mesa Desert textures and the Halo grass textures. It's so blocky and the scale just feels so different because of the sheer difference in the engines. Of course, there's no bump mapping on the floors here as there is in the original Halo. What the? Okay. I'm not sure what version of Blood Gulch this is based on. The one I know didn't have this bit around here. So I don't know if this has just been added in by them, or whether it was in one of the Blood Gulches. I don't remember it being in the Halo 2 Blood Gulch. Black Mesa meets Forerunner Mountain Base. This is so random. Where's this lead? Okay. So I'm not sure what that button did earlier. It blew something up. Let's restart the map. This time I'm going to press the button, then run outside, see if I can see an explosion. I have no idea. Is that part of one of the Blood Gulches from one of the Halos? Either way, again, reasonably faithfully recreated with some of the textures from Halo, some from Half-Life. Teleporters here, 1998 textures and like 2001 textures. Such a strange combination. Another little minigun up here. Waterfall here with some cool sparkling effects in it. That's pretty decent. The skybox looks pretty good there. It doesn't look as squared as it usually does in GoldSource games. So next up we have boarding action. Now this has been really faithfully recreated. Look at that. The two ships alongside each other. This is really unique because I don't remember seeing anything like this in Half-Life. So let's have a quick little walk around. All the ladders here. As I remember, this is pretty much spot on. Storage containers. There's a teleporter here as well. And there's the top of the ship. The gravity feels right as well, I think. I don't think that's normal GoldSource levels of gravity. I think that's kind of Halo's floaty gravity. That feels right as well. They've even got that right, which is really nice. Take the teleporter over to the other ship here. Again, Half-Life rocket launcher. This is so cool. Can you leap over to the other ship? I can't remember. No. Some random water effects there, and the Spartan dying sound. You see the armor recharging there, just like the shields do. This is great. Really cool how well it's been recreated in GoldSource. Let's have a look at Boot Camp, which is a bit of the firing range. You go through this open door. I don't know if this is a Halo map. This looks more to me like Half-Life map? Could be wrong. Looks like more something out of Opposing Force. It's not that much bigger than the firing range. Just this extra little area here, mess hall and a kitchen area. And a bunk area here. Don't think you can open these doors. Oh, there's a way through here. Another sort of training area here. And then another open area here. What is this? See what happens. Oh, oh. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that is a training range from Opposing Force. Let's go to the next map. Chill Out. Which looks like a Halo 1 map to me. Looks a little bit Spartan in terms of layout. But then quite a lot of these old maps were. So you've got the weird liminal space feel of these old Forerunner constructs and old maps from Halo, combined with the liminal space feel of the GoldSource engine. It's so strange. I think it's even the footstep sound from Halo is there as well. I think I remember this map, and as I remember, it was kind of pretty much like this. It just had a little bit more visual flair to it because of the bump mapping and specular effects. And without those, it just feels really lightweight and a bit plain. But it's still a good recreation because there's some points where you do kind of get tricked into thinking, oh yeah, this is Halo 1. Maybe just the graphics settings are lower, but it's not. It's GoldSource. Oh, that sound, so good. Let's check out Chiron. This is the weird sort of human base with teleporters. Oh, this brings me back. This brings me back to playing some couch multiplayer with my friend way back in 2003, just running around shooting each other on an old CRT TV. Really small little map. Looks like the teleporters aren't animated on this one. They don't have that wobbly quake effect. They do have kind of a green glow. Even the torch looks a little bit smoother than it does in normal Half-Life. If they could just add in a fade effect. Ooh. Just kind of casually fall outside of the map there. Looks like there's a bit of loose geometry there. Yeah, if they could add in a fade in and out effect like the Halo flashlight, that'd be really cool as well. Yeah, I've just fallen outside the geometry. That's a bit of a bug there. Let's head on over to Damation. Oh, look at that skybox. That's pretty cool. Another teleporter. Again, this one's animated. I think it's actually a Halo 1 map, isn't it? Got all the kind of Halo sound effects there. Oh, there's kind of a effect there. Looks just like a environment map from GoldSource engine. Some water effects there. Look at that. They've actually quite captured those light effects quite nicely there from Halo. Some of the textures from Half-Life and some from Halo. I think these are Half-Life ones, these are Halo ones. I think they've probably been pressed down to like 16-bit textures as well, whereas I think the ones in Halo were 32-bit textures. So there's some discoloration stuff on them. Look at that skybox, that's really nice. Thought it was moving for a second, but it's not. So again, another classic Halo 1 map, I believe, because of all the teleporters. Can't remember if those teleporters are in Halo 2 and beyond. They've really got those weapon effects ported over really nicely. Just wish people were playing this online. It'd be pretty fun to play this in multiplayer. Look at that. I think that's a Zen texture. Again, just more ambient sounds. Damned event. Very similar to Damnation, just with a pumpkin there for some reason and a different color set. This may be a Halloween version of, there's the Zen environment map, there's a reflection, slightly different lighting. Yeah, this could be a Halloween event version of the map. A Zen skybox. Oh no, yeah, there we go. Well, that's pretty cool. Different portals there as well. That's cool. Wonder if there's a Christmas map here somewhere. Let's go to Derelict, another classic map. Oh, look, it's even got the skybox there with the Halo ring. And it's actually more accurate than the Halo ring skybox from Halo, because that had a 3D version of the ring that was scaled incorrectly. Of course, this one, there's no 3D skybox at all, or 3D elements in the skybox, so there's no way of getting that wrong. That's cool. That's like a light map. Don't know what that was in the original Halo, whether that was a light map effect or an actual bit of lighting, but that's pretty cool how that comes through that window there. Then you've got Threshold out this window. Textures, I think, are all from Halo. Again, just pretty much missing the bump mapping. Everything else looks pretty accurate, and again, if you pick a Halo weapon here, at first glance, you could be forgiven for just thinking this is Halo. There's the moon basis there. Let's go Downrush. Wow. Again, lots of Forerunner architecture here in GoldSource. That is fascinating. Again, a lot of Halo textures here. Green glowing portals have been really well done as well. You could be forgiven at first glance for just thinking this is actually Halo. I wonder if they'll try and recreate the single player game in GoldSource. That'd be really interesting. And I wonder if it'd be possible to port the whole campaign to GoldSource and then get it loaded up on a PS2, because the PS2 could play GoldSource. You just have to really chunk up the loading, I think. But yeah, this is really good. The maps where they use pretty much exclusively Halo textures, they look really spot on. Very little trace of GoldSource there, except for the blockiness, the hands there, and the sort of GoldSource gloss effect. A little bit missing from that animation there. And of course the lack of bump maps as well is what really gives it away. Now we've got a firefight one here. I believe that's what FF stands for. Emberclad. Now this one has a bit more gameplay to it, because enemies actually spawn. And this shows how powerful the Halo weapons are in the port, because they rip through Vortigaunts and all sorts really quickly. So again, this is a very weird combination. Just taking on bull squids and Vortigaunts and head crabs with the assault rifle from Halo. The only other thing I think they need to replace is some of the HUD elements, like the reticle and stuff from Halo would be good to implement, as well as the health and shield HUD elements. The other weird thing about this is the fact that you can have all the weapons in one go, instead of just having a 2-weapon limit, you know, like a sniper rifle, assault rifle, pistol, shotgun, whatever. You can just have every single Halo weapon all accessible to you all at once, which I think would be a really cool way to play through the campaign of Halo. So yeah, they just keep spawning and spawning and spawning. Don't know if this round ends yet, it just seems to keep going. So I imagine at some point they'll add in Halo creatures here and enemies. That's in Emberclad Firefight. Let's go on to Firefight Infinite Suckle. Is that it? I'm not sure if that's the pronunciation. There you go, you got some of the Xenian creatures flying around in here, and then the head crabs and stuff. Oh, hello! Got the carbine from Halo 2 and 3. That's cool. Haven't seen that yet. Interestingly, that has more of a muzzle flash on it than the assault rifle. And the reload needs a bit of work, but that's really cool. Haven't used the plasma sword yet. That is hilarious. All the enemies have the Spartan scream when they die from the sword. The only other thing is when you die and respawn, the shield isn't back. You still have to wait for it to come back up. That's another bug. Oh my god. That is hilarious. It's cool to see the carbine. Let's go to a bit of Foundation. Yeah, I wonder why the Covenant carbine doesn't spawn on other maps. It only spawns on that map as far as I've seen. Now this one I remember from Halo 2. Kind of a mix here of Halo textures and Half-Life textures. Really small little map, but definitely has that Halo 2 feel. I think it's one of those maps set on Earth. Getting some of that ambient sound. Weird. It really is the weird combination of Halo 2 ambience and Half-Life ambience at the exact same time. Go to Lockout. I believe this is a Halo 2 map, because I distinctly remember the layout and the ice on it. Although it may have been in Halo 1 as well. This is the map I've seen so many videos of. People doing trick shots and the multiple combos of buttons and stuff. The EBXY or whatever it is. All these crazy button combinations in Halo 2 that I never learnt because I didn't have Xbox Live myself. A couple of my friends did, but I didn't. So I was only able to play Halo 2 online a very limited amount. And this looks very, very different. It's just because there's a lot of missing atmosphere that the Halo 2 engine adds. It does feel very crisp and snowy. Don't think there were many snowy environments in GoldSource games, other than CS Office, I guess. Ooh, hello. Is that? There we go. Gravity lift, that's pretty cool. So yeah, so far I've seen the plasma sword, assault rifle, pistol, shotgun, needler, sniper rifle, and the Covenant carbine. There may be other weapons hidden in here, but these are the only ones I've seen so far. Hopefully more get added over time. Again, I'd love to be able to see every single Halo 1 and 2 weapon be selectable here all at once. Skyboxes are really well done as well. They don't look really square and blocky, they look kind of rounded. This would be a cool map to play some multiplayer on at Christmas. And then we've got Prisoner. And again, these are all just deathmatch as well. I think the... Oh, there we go. There we go. There's the carbine. Looks a bit funky, but it looks good. Again, it doesn't have the active ammo counter on there. But yeah, at the moment, I think these are all deathmatch. These maps were originally able to be just with deathmatch, King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, stuff like that. Maybe they add that in future. We can have different game modes. They've captured that lighting really nicely. Gives me that Halo nostalgia. Yeah, that light coming in down there. Sounds like a combination between the carbine sound and the sniper rifle. Oh no, it does pop off. The little thing pops off. I just couldn't see it on the firefight map. Oh, that's really cool. If they could just get the ammo counters working, that'd be sweet. I just wish more people were playing this online. I'd love to play a big multiplayer game of this. That'd be really fun. Quite a lot of relatively small maps so far. Let's see what the last map is. Rat Race. Yeah, there was a big ice map on the original Halo, which had an inside area and then led to a massive outside area, and it was really big, had like multiple vehicles on it and everything. I don't think that's included here. That's the other thing, isn't it? Vehicles. I don't think vehicles have been implemented in this yet. Didn't see any on Blood Gulch or any of the other maps. So this is at version 1.0. But there's still quite a bit of work to do on it, quite a few things to add, and some of them will be really tricky because I'm not sure how to add a Warthog or a tank to the game using GoldSource. The way you would do it, I guess, is to use the train tech that exists in GoldSource. You know, when you're on the level on a rail and you have to move the train around, that'd be very, very limited and very, very tricky. It's so good. The Hive Hand. Nice little reload there as well. I just don't think the weapon models can be modified too much for ammo counters and stuff like that. There might be a very hacky way to do it in GoldSource, I don't know. Of course, you've got the Half-Life idle weapon animations that just keep playing over and over again. That's a classic. And it looks like there's no idle animation for the assault rifle, not a Half-Life 1 or the Halo one. So yeah, mostly indoor maps, no vehicles yet, and not all the weapons ported over. But it's pretty damn amazing that they've managed to do all this work. Oh, they've got a nice little glow there. Look at that. That's cool. I don't think that glow is consistent on all the teleporters, on all the maps. So some maps have this is animated, some have it not animated, some have the glow going in and out like this, and some don't. I think even the movement is right as well. Like I said, the jumping feels right. And other than the sort of view tilt of the GoldSource engine, movement back and forth feels right. The walking speed and the running speed, pretty accurate to Halo's. They've got that really nailed down. Yeah, the running speed in Half-Life is quite fast compared to Halo, I think. Let's have a quick look at Blood Gulch again. Just want to be sure there's no Warthog sat around here. No, there isn't. It'll be interesting to see if they implement that. See if we can see this explosion effect again. It just makes a big explosion. Does that even happen in Blood Gulch? Okay, yeah, I'm the skeleton. Skeleton holding the assault rifle, that's pretty cool. You scroll to the top and there's like Spartan player models. There you go. It's kind of looking like the Halo 1999 beta. That is brilliant. It's also got the Half-Life jump as well. Ridiculous jump. A gold little gloss effect there from the GoldSource engine. Get a blue one as well. That was always my favourite colour in Halo for the Spartan. Look at that. And then you got the Halloween edition. Oh, that's so ridiculous. I love it. Yeah, green, orange, pink, purple, red pumpkin. Yeah, you got loads of Spartan choices. You can also just throw in a Barney and then another Barney as well. It's so good. Look at that, the blue visor as well. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, this is a really cool mod. I hope they keep working on it. Like I said, it's probably going to be, as they say, 3 or 4 months before the next major release. Hopefully they add more weapons. Probably been some weapons that I've missed in this. But yeah, that is Halo GoldSource, which is a really cool idea. Sort of a port slash demake at the same time. It really combines the nostalgic feelings of Half-Life with Halo. So let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. There's a new video every week on tech and video games. Hope everyone's staying safe. And I will see you in the next video.